Hi, this is Philip Byrne for PhoneScoop.com, and today I'm taking a look at the Dell Aero, which was just launched on AT&T. And from the outside, I really like the Dell Aero. It's a very slim and sleek little phone. It's incredibly lightweight. It would fit easily into a tight pair of jeans, and I really like the design. It's sort of futuristic looking. The gloss picks up fingerprints very, very well. But otherwise, it's sort of an original design in a world of tablets that are becoming kind of boring. My first impressions of the Dell Aero was that Dell had basically built a feature phone with Android hidden underneath. As you can see, this phone looks nothing like any of the other Android phones that you've seen on the market. And really, Dell has skipped out on some of the great features that make Android so customizable and so great. The phone is very sluggish in performance. It's very slow to respond. Here you can see I tap down on the screen. It takes a few seconds for the menu to pop up. You can add some shortcuts. You can add app shortcuts, but a lot of these menus are empty when you buy the phone. There's no widgets on board. These widgets came with third-party applications, and none of the standard Android widgets come with this phone. This is not your standard Android with Google phone, so it's missing a lot of the standard Google applications. It does have the app market, but you don't get a native Gmail app on board. You don't get account sync for your Gmail contacts. In fact, it can really only synchronize with an Exchange ActiveSync account. So corporate users will be happy, but if you use Gmail, if you use Yahoo, something like that, you're going to be kind of stuck. Now, in some ways, the Dell Aero is a solid phone. It has a solid web browser, pretty much the standard Android web browser, just with a slightly tweaked interface design. And it performs pretty well. Flash Lite performance certainly doesn't live up to a Flash 10.1 on a better Android phone, but otherwise I was pretty happy with the browser. Phone makes great calls too. Call quality was very good, sounds great on my end, and battery life was okay. I would have liked it to be a little better, but I think the trade-off that you get such a slim and light phone does make it worth it for most people, especially if you're going to charge the phone every single night. The Aero comes with a 5-megapixel camera, but the pictures were really just awful. They were pretty much unusable. I might use them for something like a multimedia messaging, but I certainly wouldn't send them along to a social network, and they're definitely not print-worthy. I was real disappointed. For a 5-megapixel camera, I was really expecting much better. Videos were also pretty bad. Forget about high definition. The phone really just uses QVGA resolution for videos, so we're talking very small videos, and again, very low quality as well. If I've complained in the past about the basic music player on an Android phone, I was wishing for that player on this phone. Certainly the interface can look good, especially here in the album screen. But the player itself is just very basic and bland. You don't even get the search options that you get on the standard Android player, where you can jump into Google search or YouTube search. Here it's practically a feature phone player. There's really nothing special about it, and nothing to really recommend it. You will get a cover flow view. You can see it takes a while to switch into that view. And this still looks good, but I would rather have a much more usable player than just a fancy cover view. So the Dell Aero uses Android 1.5, which is about the oldest version of the operating system on the market. You do get Google Maps on board, but it doesn't have turn-by-turn navigation. For that, you're going to have to pay a monthly fee and use AT&T Navigator. And I can't help but wonder if Dell had just skipped out on their own interface and instead just used a stock Android interface. Would this be a much better phone? Would it perform better? I certainly love the hardware design. I would love to see Dell continue to make Android phones, but they've just taken so much away. And what they've added just really doesn't help the phone at all, that I can't help but to be disappointed with their first attempt. For PhoneScoop.com, This is Philip Byrne.